Irfan Razack joins us, Chairman and Managing Director of Prestige Estates. Mr. Razack, always a pleasure to have you. Before I get into real estate, what is your sense? Do you think we are going through a very deep-rooted slowdown, and this slowdown is here to stay for at least a year? Do you think we need to unfortunately admit this is the bitter truth and you have to adjust to this new normal now?
I don't agree with this. I think we are just hyping it up quite a bit, and that is what is creating the slowdown actually. And honestly, on ground, we don't really feel that much of a pinch, but then we read about it and hear about it in the media, and that's what makes us look at it and see, do we also need to be careful? But things seem to be quite okay, and we'll have to just see how things pan out in the long term.
You know, let's talk about the REIT listing plans. Where are you currently at in that process? What's the total office portfolio? How much are you planning to raise? Just talk us through, you know, where you're at right now on that front. And also, are you looking at a REIT listing for your retail assets as well?
I mean, you have to keep thinking out of the box a lot of times. So yes, we are looking at REIT listing both for our office portfolio as well as for our office. Office is about 11 million square feet, and the thing is, it's all still work in progress, and we'll have to see what the timing has to be, whether we'll get in a little more of the office that is under construction ready and then go in for the REIT, or do we do it immediately? Now, these are some of the thoughts that are on, but of course we need to start working on it. We need to start looking at it seriously. The idea is to see how we can monetize in some way or the other, and at the same time not get ourselves exposed to too much of debt. So, but it's work in progress, because office portfolio is doing well. The vacancy levels are near zero, and even the retail as of today has been performing quite robustly, and we have another 3 assets under construction. So it's all of how we time it and how we do it. Probably we'll look at it to see whether we can do it in the coming financial year itself.
What has been your trend in terms of A, fresh booking, B, construction activity? When you say that everybody is talking about it and it's more than sentiment and reality is different, what's been the experience for your company in terms of new bookings, fresh construction in July and August?
Yeah, that's the reason why I said that, because on ground things seem to be good. New bookings are still coming in, and there's no slowdown over there. In spite of many things, like even now the banks have stopped the 1090 scheme or 2010 scheme. Of course, most of us, we were not doing it. But having said that, we did have a new launch recently called Prestige Elysian that's done pretty nicely, pretty well. There's been good momentum. And overall, I think whatever sales that we've clocked in the previous quarter, I think we will clock in the same in this quarter, so there's no drop in sales as such.
Okay. You know, it's a very important comment which is coming from you, that the slowdown right now is not that large as to what we are thinking. So you are saying that the real estate sector does not need a package even if government wants to give one, right?
No, see. It's not about whatever they are. We have our own challenges, like with the GST change in the rate and the taking away of the input credit. That has impacted very largely because of the cost increase, because straight away without input credit benefit, the cost has gone up, and this cost obviously, when the cost goes up, the selling price has to get affected in one way or the other, and the consumer is the final person who has to bear that. Now, there are some things that need correction, and if that happens, I'm sure we'll have a lot of much more better traction. And there is, I'm not saying there is no stress in the system as such. There are many players who are facing stress because of various reasons, because of maybe stretching themselves too much in one way or the other. But then this, and that's in pockets. But now the thing is, if a sort of a solution is given, where some sort of like GST has again gets set right, and there are many other issues, things like some more liquidity comes in, I believe that the rest of the sector, the entire sector will stand to benefit. And that's where a little bit of hand holding is required. But out of, there are many companies who are definitely, in spite of what is happening in the overall environment, are continuing to do well. And that's possibly because of their past performance, possibly because of their location, pricing, all of it. And that continues. So we can't paint the same paint with the same paintbrush for everybody. So some people are doing well, some people have their pains, and industry itself needs a little bit of a support. But in one way, what really happens is it will actually segregate the thing between the players who are doing their job in a professional manner and the players who are not doing their job in a professional manner and who are one-off players. Of course, RERA has brought in that much more discipline, and going forward, I think a lot more discipline will come into this sector and will definitely bring in that many more stronger players into the market.
Razack, let's talk about some of the other markets, Mumbai, NCR. Do you feel they're conducive yet for new launches? If your overall sense is that demand is intact or things are not too bad, is that specific to your region? Are you still looking at expanding? What are you sensing on ground? And in Mumbai, for instance, we have seen some changes, of course, in some of those regulations. How are they impacting the industry? Will we perhaps see a positive impact on the back of reduced costs?
Yeah, see now, like Mumbai, we are in the south. Basically, Bangalore, Hyderabad is doing well, and if you look at, we are looking at Mumbai. Mumbai, the first project needs to get launched soon because we are waiting for the approval process to get done and then the RERA registration. Now, we've designed a product which we believe will appeal to the market in terms of ticket size and the pricing itself. At the same time, now with the regulation getting that much more rationalized, cost coming down, it will give a boost. It will give us, since the costs are being brought down, we can offer the product also at a slightly lower number. And that will definitely help in the overall sentiment. And similarly, we are looking at office space in Mumbai, we are looking at office space in Gurgaon, and then some residential in Noida. So it's not that it's some full stop has happened or a comma was there or a pause, but then I believe that we have to keep doing what we are doing, and we are pretty bullish in all these regions, and we believe that once we launch, we'll meet very serious success there. And especially in Mumbai, the office market is again very strong, and if we've picked up some good, solid, good locations, and these locations also should perform. Of course, now this is all work in progress. It's not something that's going to happen almost immediately. To get approvals, to see that you start construction and then finally complete is going to take a few years. But we have to keep doing what we are doing, and we have to have a positive outlook, and I definitely do believe that there will be success that we'll taste.
Okay. What about what about yields? How are they looking like? What's the outlook? And also, do you feel your rental business can compound near term at about 15%? What are the current trends, both when it comes to the office side as well as the retail side, and releasing trends? How are they panning out?
See, currently, as of today, there is no stress in the system either on the office side or on the retail. We have very low occupancies and very low vacancies, sorry. and the overall scenario is pretty bullish. We just have to see how it pans out as we go along. Even fresh leasing, even as of today, is happening on ground. And a lot of new discussions are happening with many companies for expansion. So that gives us the courage and the confidence that whatever we are currently building will get occupied, will get leased out. And what it also means is, if more space gets occupied and built, is that there is more job creation in the system, in the pipeline, which again will be a multiplier for all other businesses. Yes, we do hear about a whole lot of things both in the FMCG and the automotive market. There could be many reasons for that, and we'll also have to play it by the ear and see how things pan out as we go along.
All right, we'll leave it there, Mr. Razack. Thanks so much for joining us.